And welcome back to the McCarson Hour.
So, on a previous show, we had discussed Adonis Stevenson and Adrien Broner, and one of the things we talked about was the idea of wanting a fighter to maybe get hurt or lose because you don't like that fighter for some reason. And we talked about when Broner fought Maidana, and so for myself, I enjoyed seeing Broner publicly get his comeuppance because I disliked him so much. And we were talking about whether that was good, not good, after more thought about that, because I had said, I didn't want Broner to be hurt for days, or anything like that. It was just he was so cocky and horrible that it was nice to see him get stopped. And then probably the day after the fight, I was like, you know what, maybe Broner, maybe this is a lesson for him. He's going to learn from this and become a better person. That's not what happened. But regardless, that was not my thought when I was at the fight that night, and he was everything changed in the fight, and he was getting beat by Maidana. I didn't have thoughts of, this is hard for Broner, but this might be what's best for him. No, that wasn't my thought.
You were like, kill him!
No, I didn't want to be hurt, but I was glad that he was losing because I didn't like Broner, and I had this feeling inside. I enjoyed it. I reveled in his loss that night.
That's like what Anakin had after he slaughtered the younglings. He was full of rage.
No.
Yeah.
Why would you bring? No, I had no feeling like that. Nothing.
It's the base.
No connection.
You're a Sith Lord.
No. I reveled in his loss because I got to see somebody who was horrible lose publicly. And after more thought, that satisfied what I consider a base desire in myself, not something good. It's not virtuous to gain satisfaction in that way. So I think that is an important thing for me to know about myself, because moving forward, I would hope to be more virtuous, where I can look at every human being, even Adrien Broner, and hope that whatever he needs to go through to become a better person, that's what can happen, good or bad. I don't know what that is. It's different for everybody. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that you're right, and it's hard to say give a clean cut this is right and this is wrong, because we were talking today about just being sports fans, and you as a Green Bay Packers fan, unless Case Keenum is their quarterback, you want to see the Minnesota Vikings lose, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just don't like them. Or I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. So any other team that's not America's team, I want to see them lose because we're America, right? So stuff like that, that's okay, but it's not okay.
Yeah, because that's in the fun of being a sports fan and having a team, and certainly, I don't think either of us wish horrible things on opponents. But you don't want them to win.
Yeah, so it's a hard thing because it's like that in life, right? There are things that are based in good, which can be perverted to not be good. So the most obvious application is with sex, right? So sex is good. The attraction a male and a female feel for each other is good. These are things that were created by God and are good. But pornography and masturbation and things like that are based in good feelings aren't intrinsically good for.
Or distortions.
They're perversions of a good.
Mm-hmm.
Or even with food. If you don't want to agree with the sexual ideas we have as Catholics, let's talk about food. Food is good. Food is good to eat, and it gives us energy. But you eat McDonald's every day,
Like
stuff yourself and
gluttony
become
is a perversion
gigantic.
of
Yeah.
yeah.
So we deal with these topics in life all the time, whether we want to admit what we do or not. It's the truth. And so it's just one of those things we as individuals have to navigate, and in boxing we have to do that too.
Yeah.
So I remember,
or
yeah, one of my favorite moments of the fight, of the Maidana Broner fight, and we were there at the fight. It was like such a great atmosphere. And at the beginning of the fight, when this is stupid and it's base and it's dumb, but I liked it. So when Adrien Broner had turned Maidana around and he mounted him or whatever, and then after kicking his ass for a few rounds, Maidana did the same thing to him. That's some pretty fast if you call comeuppance or whatever, you know what I mean? It's kind of like if you were standing a little kid walked by and you pushed him down, and then you turned to walk and a rake hit you in the face. It was pretty fast. Now you could break that down into should Maidana have done that? I don't know, probably not. Is it it's not a good, I know that it's not good, but still to this day, I remember that moment and that feeling of
So here's an interesting idea then to bring up. So in sports, you have the idea of sportsmanship.
Yeah.
And so I think that's not good sportsmanship.
No, it's not.
Nobody would teach their, child or the team they're coaching. You wouldn't teach well, yeah, if somebody gets the better of you, immediately when you get the best of them, make everybody know that.
Or if somebody tries to humiliate you, you don't have to try to humiliate them to prove
Yeah,
it. You
yeah.
can just beat them.
So there's this idea of sportsmanship, and I don't think so if we're taking Broner Maidana as example, as a fan, because I think fans participate in sportsmanship too. We say our athletes need to do that, but I think we're a part of that, and we should exemplify that as well. It wasn't good sportsmanship the satisfaction that I got from Broner losing. I wouldn't. Because if I lived out the feeling that I had, if I had an opportunity, it might have looked something like, you just lost, and I'm so glad that you lost. Would you ever, is that good sportsmanship ever, to be I'm so glad that you lost? No, that's not when you have athletes shaking hands after fights and saying, good job, good game. That's not what we say we're all trying to work towards. So maybe it's just anyway, it was when we talked about it last time that I had more time to think about myself and how that wasn't a good thing.
And you're only responsible for yourself. So to relate it to my own life, I don't know, I wish that I didn't have that fond memory or whatever of that happening. But in my own life, I have always admired people. My hero growing up as a sports figure was Evander Holyfield, who always tried to do and say the right thing. And even though Evander was obviously not perfect, nobody is, but he was always a great sportsman and tried to. Just look at when he had his ear bitten off, how he acted.
Yeah.
And how he's acted since. He's truly a noble creature.